let's be real, folks. This was the born that this was a very, 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 very challenging role for Hugh Grant, playing a older middle-aged Englishman, ruggedly charming, who traps women half his age. He's never played that kind of character before, has he? Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. It's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. Welcome to Raise on Popcorn with Grant, everybody. And today we are talking about a movie. Movies and TV, that's what we do here. And that movie is Heretic. Heretic is the latest A24 horror flick. It is directed by... One second. It is directed and written. Okay. Scott Beck and Brian Woods. What did they previously do? Sorry about the cat. Oh! They directed 65. Oh man, this is a massive step up from that. Woo! Good job, gents. So what is Heretic about? Well, it centers on two Mormon missionaries. They are played by Chloe East and Sophie Thatcher. They are Sister Paxton and Sister Barnes, and they are going door to door doing their missionary work. When the next person on their list is a fellow by the name of Mr. Reed. He's played by Hugh Grant, and he seems to be pretty passionate about learning the good word of Jesus Christ. Seems to be very perceptive in a way that is not common. And then all of a sudden, he also tells them, "Oh, my wife is in the other room. She's making blueberry pie after all." And yeah, even though the rule is there has to be a woman present, he assures them, "Don't worry, my wife is there." Then it turns out maybe this seemingly friendly Englishman is not so friendly. Yeah, it turns out Mr. Reed might have a little bit of a more elaborate plan to prove their beliefs than these two missionaries have ever anticipated, and maybe they find themselves trapped in a pretty horrific game of cat and mouse. And I'm being very vague because I don't want to really go any further. Because luckily, this is another film, much like Anora, where a lot of what's in the trailer is relatively early in the film. So I'm trying to keep it very vague. But yeah, let the madness begin. So, Heretic is really great. Yeah, I really dug this flick. I thought it was really good. What I liked about it is, yes, the horror stuff works, and on paper it seems like, okay, this movie's going to rely on twists and turns. It's a movie where they're trapped in a house, and you kind of figure out, like, okay, this is going to be this, and this is going to be this. You kind of are ready for the twist to come. What surprised me about Heretic, and what I think really elevates it beyond its seemingly boilerplate premise, including even like the locked room thing, which is sort of, familiar in this genre. Not to say that it's a bad thing, but it's just a familiar trope. What I really admired about Heretic is the script. Yeah, the dialogue in this movie is really good. It has something really... There's a lot to chew on here about theology, hypocrisy, beliefs, all this stuff, personal beliefs. And it's kind of, despite being a genre movie, kind of falls into that category I was talking about the other night with Becca, about movies that are this sort of recent influx of films made for adults by adults, that have stuff to say and are thoughtful and clever and well thought through. There's an analogy related to Monopoly and The Air That I Breathe by the Hollies that I thought was very, very, very well done. And I'm not going to say much more, but when you see it in the movie, it's actually a pretty thoughtful argument, the way that it's used in that argument. So even when the movie is not actively jump scaring you or doing creepy stuff, you're still engaged because what they're talking about is really, really thoughtful stuff. It's a well-written movie. Yeah, I loved Heretic. I thought this was a really fun flick. Again, it's twofold because it's a fun flick and it's thoughtful. It has a lot more depth than I think one would think from the trailer, and quite frankly, from these filmmakers' pedigrees, this is easily the best thing they've done. And yes, that includes A Quiet Place, and I loved A Quiet Place. They also wrote A Quiet Place, I should point out. This is this is their best work so far, this duo, and you really feel like, okay, this is the movie they maybe 65 was the movie they had to make so that they could get the ability to make this. This feels a little bit more like their heart is into it. It's very well directed. There's touches of Ari Aster in this movie. There's touches of, you know, a little bit of what's the guy's name who directed it? A little bit of Tracy Letts, kind of, in the way that it's written, and like the sort of mix of thriller elements and like thoughtful dialogue. Like, this would make a genuinely good play on top of being a genuinely good movie. Chloe East, who I did not know outside of, I think the only thing, looking at her filmography just a minute ago, I think the only thing I know her from is she had a supporting role in The Fabelmans. She's really good here. Sophie Thatcher, of course, has popped up a bunch lately. She was on Yellow Jackets. She was on When the Streetlights Come On. She was on the TV side. She also was in The Boogeyman, Maxine. She's been around there. She's great. Yeah, I will say this. The three main cast members, there's also another well-known person who shows up who I wouldn't dare spoil it because that was genuinely a nice surprise. All three are great. I think the standouts are Thatcher and Hugh Grant. I think the two of them, not to say that Chloe East is any slouch at all. Not at all. She's great also. She's terrific. But I think that her character for a lot of the film, and it's a good choice for her character, is kind of a tightly wound sort of religious person. And she is kind of a pretty simple character that becomes more complex as the film goes on. But Thatcher, right off the bat, is not only sympathetic but also is really complex, and it's a lot of it is through like just looks that she gives Hugh Grant. And then on top of that, Hugh Grant runs away with this movie with a spring in his step and a shit-eating sinister grin. He is having such a ball playing such a monster in this, and is actually funny and is thoughtful, and there's a nice dark streak of humor to his character that I really thought was well handled. And yeah, I loved Heretic. I thought this was a really, really thoughtful movie and a really good flick, and it gives you a lot more to chew on when it's over than you would expect, even from an A24 horror film, and I really admired that. And yeah, I'm going to give Heretic, yeah, you see it, bang, 5 out of 5 stars plus. This was a more than solid, this is a great horror film. This was a really enjoyable film. So yeah, Heretic, 5 out of 5 stars plus. Let's close the book on it. Trailer trash. Let's talk some trailer trash. The Monkey Red Band trailer. Talked about it. Looks good. Nosferatu. Talked about it. Looks good. Captain America Brave New World. Talked about it. Looks good. Wolfman. Talked about it. Looks good. Gladiator 2. Talked about it. Looks good. Baby Girl. Talked about it. Looks good. Y2K Red Band trailer. Talked about it. Looks good. And was there shawarma? No, there was not. All right, that is it. We will be back on Saturday. We'll have a packed night. We will have reviews for Memoir of a Snail, Weekend in Tai Pai, an early review of The Brutalist, the epic directed by Bernie Corbett, as well as Fighting Spirit, a combat chaplain's journey, and Overlord: The Sacred Kingdom. We also have coming up an early review for The Black Sea from the St. Louis International Film Festival, as well as reviews down the line for Elevation, AMC Screen Unseen, Small Things Like These, and more to come. So that'll Emilia Perez. So that's all coming up, and that'll all be next time. And until next time, I'm Grant, the movie and TV guy. I see it all, and I would share it with you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Love you all, Class of Smiths. I love you 3,000. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you want to. Give it a subscribe if you want to. Give it the bell. I don't know what it does. That's what you're supposed to do, or so I've been told. Leave a comment, even if it's, hey, Grant, I like waffles. It really helps out. And if you want to find me elsewhere, reviews, lists, and other fun stuff, you can find me on all my social media. I'm on literally everything, and either Raised on Popcorn with Grant or Raised on Popcorn. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health. It's incredibly important, and I want to know down below, what did you think of Heretic? Did you like the movie? Hate the movie? Think my opinion's good? Think I'm full of shit? Comment below. Let me know. And until we meet again, we're all raised on popcorn. Big mouth, extra butter. I'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone. See you around. Bye.